Thank you all for joining today, this webinar. This is our called our First Look at Incentive Concepts New Logo Site. I'm Andy Hudson, Director of Marketing. I'll be serving as the host today. Feel free to use the Q&A and the chat. If you have any questions, there will be a Q&A session at the end, so we can address any questions then, but we can answer questions throughout as well. There's also a reaction button up there, so feel free to use that to stay engaged, and if you'd like to send any reactions for what you learned today. Finally, we are keeping this as a high-level overview webinar, so if you'd like to receive any more details or information, please do let us know after the webinar. With that, let's take a look at the agenda for today. This is a 30-minute meeting. We'll do some introductions. We'll learn a little bit about incentive concepts, our solutions and services. And after that, we'll highlight the various decoration methods that are available for our clients. And then we will talk a little bit about the Sage platform, Sage Total Access. After that, we will take a tour of our brand new logo site powered by Sage, including a logo mock-up demo featuring the company logo of one of our attendees. And finally, we'll get a perspective from one of our sales managers on how this new tool can help you and your team. As I mentioned, we will have a Q&A at the end before we wrap up. And all in all, this webinar should last 30 minutes, including our Q&A session. So with that, let's introduce our presenters today. You can see them on screen here. Brian Revolta has more than 20 years experience in the industry. He's one of the most respected professionals in the premium incentive industry. Mary Pat Mitchell is our logo gifts manager. She's worked in promotional products for over 3 decades. Next up is our Midwest Territory Sales Manager, Aaron Cook. He has 20 years experience in sales and 10 of them, more than 10 with incentive concepts. And finally, Shay Knowles, she's our product and database manager. She keeps all of our products and databases current, clean, and organized. So thanks to everyone for joining today. Brian, I'm going to start with you if you could unmute and let's get started. Thanks.
Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. So just to give a quick overview of who Incentive Concepts is and what we do, we provide name brand merchandise for corporate gifting and rewards. So much like a traditional promotional product supplier, we're able to ship in bulk. We can ship both decorated and blank goods. But what sets us apart from a lot of the promotional product suppliers is our ability to individually drop ship gifts and rewards. So whether it's a loyalty program, years of service, safety, even speaker gifts, almost everything that we offer has a minimum quantity of 1 for blank goods, which I think is a little bit different than the traditional promotional products supplier. Just real quickly, we'll talk about our sales structure. We have salespeople and account managers covering each territory in the country. Some of them are independent reps, which are much like the multi-line reps that the promotional products distributors are used to dealing with. But some of them are our own direct employees of Incentive Concepts as well. Each of our salespeople has a dedicated customer loyalty advisor, and their role is to really get to know the customers, understand their needs, and work with them day to day to take care of whatever needs they might have. Just to talk briefly about our solutions. So, as I mentioned, we're able to do individual award fulfillment, but we also execute on-site gifting experiences for incentive trips and corporate outings. Holiday gifting is a huge part of our business. And even though it's super hot right now here in St. Louis, a lot of people are already inquiring about gifts for holiday programs. We have an event card platform, which is also a great solution, particularly for those holiday programs. It allows each participant to choose their own gift without displaying a monetary value like a gift card might. So it's a great solution to show appreciation to employees and business partners. And finally, just to talk briefly about, kind of our position in the marketplace, we do exhibit at PPAI Expo every year. We're in the brand pavilion. We exhibit at all of the ASI regional shows. So we're very entrenched in both organizations, and hopefully this new logo website will help us bring even more value to you.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Brian. Great overview of incentive concepts and our solutions. We appreciate that. We do have a very unique position in the promo products industry, and that's a great overview. Appreciate that. I don't see any questions or comments yet in the Q&A or chat, but feel free to put anything in there as you all see fit. With that, we are going to bring on our next presenter now, and that is our Logo Gifts Manager, Mary Pat Mitchell. So, Mary Pat, the floor is yours.
Hi, thanks, Andy. So previously, I worked as a distributor, so I was really excited when Incentive Concept started logoing some of our gifts. And unlike the promotional products, our products don't come with imprint areas. So what we're doing is we're working with our decorating partners to come up with methods and locations where we can decorate our products. So some of the other challenges too are a lot of the products, once we decorate them, the warranty is void. So that's something to take into consideration. And then we do have to repackage and make sure that the product goes back into the retail packaging and it looks just as it did when we took it off the shelf. So out of all the brands that we carry, not everything can be decorated. We work with our manufacturers to make sure we have their approval, and we go through and look at each product, making sure that it works for that product. Not everything is on the Sage platform yet, but we will be adding more products as time goes by. We have a lot of different decoration methods that are available for products. So you'll see embroidery on our luggage, debossing on some metal plates. We have pad printing, UV digital, screen printing, heat transferring, and last you see there is laser engraving. We also have a laser engraving machine at Incentive Concepts now. We're starting to do our own in-house laser engraving.
Wonderful. Thanks. Great overview of all the different methods and challenges that come in decorating name brands. As mentioned by Mary Pat, we call her MP here, by the way. It can be challenging. And we did purchase a laser engraver here at Incentive Concepts. And we have a little video clip here to kind of illustrate how difficult and challenging the steps can be in decorating a name brand. So let's go ahead and watch that clip right now. All right, special thanks to our warehouse team for helping us put together that video. And yes, those are Legos that are used to create the jigs or the spacing components for that awesome laser engraving machine. So again, special thanks to our warehouse team. And as a reminder, one of our webinar attendees is going to be featured with their company logo, and we will do the virtual program here in a few minutes and decorate a Bose Micro just like you saw there for a self-promo sample that you can use to show off to your colleagues and clients. I still don't see any questions or comments there, which means we must be doing a great job. So let's move on to our next presenter, and that is the one and only Shay Knowles. Shay, are you there?
I am here. How are you?
I'm doing great. What do you have to share with us?
So a little bit of background on how Incentive Concepts partnered with Sage. Years ago, when I first started with Incentive Concepts, we were with Sage, and it just didn't make sense as we didn't have a lot of decorated product to be in there. So we kind of moved away from it, and then our sales team really was very vocal in us becoming part of Sage again. So Brian spearheaded that effort and got us back into the platform. And we made the decision that we would only host all of our products that have the decoration capabilities. So Mary Pat and I have been working diligently since November of last year to identify everything and going through to make sure we have all the product information. One of the big differences between what we had and where we are now is that we now have pricing available in there, whereas before it was always QUR. So you would always have to call us to see what you had, what your pay would be for that one. We also have a lot more images available in there, whereas before we only had that one standard blank image. Now we're going to show you images that include decoration, the mock-up, where the decoration location can be, different angles, so that you'll have more information to share with your client as well.
Thank you, Shay. Fantastic. And thank you so much for keeping our database so clean and updated. We never get any misspellings, do we?
You can ask Dan Bull. He sends them to me on a regular basis.
Okay, Dan's watching. Thanks,
He
but
is
no,
watching.
it's a lot of work to keep everything clean and updated, and we really appreciate that. But thank you very much, Shay, for that. Speaking of the new logo site, this is our new logo site, which we're going to demo right now with the help of Mary Pat. So let's jump over there right now. And first off, I want to mention that on our Standard Incentive Concepts website, Mary Pat, we already have links where you see create virtual mockup right here on this red bar. Or if you're from our logo gifts page, there are some buttons right there on the page where you can jump over to this new logo site. The URL is logo.incentiveconcepts.com. So Shay, you might stick with us first. Actually, I'm sorry. We're going to do Shay first, and she's going to talk a little bit about this top section. Shay, what do you have to share about this top section?
So we put a lot of time and energy into making this look very similar to how our personal website looks, where we felt that was important for people to see that and identify it as an Incentive Concepts website. In the top left corner, you're going to see that Rate Us on Sage logo. We would appreciate it if anybody wanted to take the time. We love to hear back from you and let us know what you think. And if on the right-hand side, we have the search bar, which we recently added the min max. So you'll be able to go in and put in your minimum to maximum amount of purchase that your client is looking for. And then that red bar right across the middle is going to be all of our categories. So all of those are going to replicate what we have in the themes, and it kind of correlates with what's on our Incentive Concepts website when it comes to categories as well. So this will make it a lot easier for you to identify what product you're actually looking for.
Thank you, Shay. Appreciate that. And then I do want to point out the amazing lifestyle images here in this carousel section slider. A lot of great imagery here that you can picture how the logo will look on a lifestyle image. I do see a question out there from Samantha Fox. Will the mockups have your watermark on them or just the item with the logo on it? Samantha, just stick tight. We're going to do a demo right now. I think that'll answer that question. But Mary Pat, let's scroll over, or let's come over to you here as we scroll down, and let's talk a little bit about what we're looking at here.
Sure. Jennifer had a question too. She asked, how long does it take to laser engrave an item? And very quickly, it really varies. It depends on the item, the logo, and how deep we have to go on an item. So anywhere from like 30 seconds to a couple minutes. So it really does vary. So back to the website. What you're looking at here is the different items with the mock-ups. Let's go to the SoundLink Micro there. That's the one we've been talking about that we're going to be giving away today. When you click on that up at the top, it shows you that the cost is just an estimate and that you're going to talk to one of our sales reps to get your final pricing. This is a end user safe site. So this is coded pricing. You'll see actually in the middle there, everything is on a C. That's new for us. We've never used coded pricing before. You've got your the item number, our Sage number, You've got a share button to share the information on social media. You have the overview with the description of the product, the different ways you can imprint the item, as well as the delivery options, which has some specific packaging information. Below that, if you put in a quantity and then click that decoration drop down, it'll show you the methods and the decoration pricing, and that is also coded on a C. Over on the left side, you see the images. If you click on those smaller images, it'll show you a few different studio shots. You can capture each of those. But if you were to, and if you go all the way over to the right, there's a very handy template which shows you the imprint location and size of the logo, where you can put your logo. Now, what Sage does is when we give them that information and you click the Create Virtual Sample, it's going to plot your logo exactly where the where that logo space is. So you're going to now click Add Logo.
And before I do that, can we announce who the attendee is that we're going to feature their logo? We can't forget to do that, Mary Pat. So let us know who the attendee of the webinar that we randomly chose to do this.
It is Brian Fury with Boundless.
All right, Brian. Hopefully you're on there watching, and make sure to put something in the chat there if you want. But so let's go ahead, and you said add logo, right, Mary Pat?
Add logo.
Okay. And this is much like a typical add logo process here, but we've already saved the Boundless logo. So once we click that, it automatically puts it into the space, right? But we might have to resize it, I think.
Right. And you just, pull on those, and then you could move the logo around. And we know from looking at the site earlier, it's only available in white for an ink print there. So you'll hit solid, and then the color, and then white, and then OK. And then you have an option there to save, and you can save as a PNG, a PDF, you can email or print. And as you can see, Samantha, there is no watermark. So there's no logo at all. It doesn't say anything about Sage. It doesn't say anything about Incentive Concepts. So you could drop that into your own presentation to show a customer what their logo would look like on Bose product or any of our other products.
Right. Sorry, I jumped over to the presentation there, but I think that's a fantastic overview. Any comments from anyone else from the team about this so far? Okay, great. So Brian Fury, congratulations. We are actually going to decorate a product with your logo, the Boundless logo. And Brian says, awesome, thank you, great tool. You bet, Brian, and we'll be sending that your way. So you'll get an actual official proof from Mary Pat with how your logo will look on the Bose Micro. So again, thanks to Brian Fury for that. Next up, I'd like to bring Aaron Cook on. Aaron, if you're there, we'd love to hear your perspective from a sales manager perspective.
Yeah, for sure. And super excited about this website. We carry a lot of different brands, a lot of different product categories. And as MP had mentioned, not everything when you're dealing with retail brands are going to be available for decoration. So this shows you all of those multiple product options all in one place versus, there's a product search area on our standard website that's going to include everything we carry. Not all of it will be decorated. So that's one great feature. The other thing is MP also mentioned the various techniques and methods. Each product's going to be a little different in terms of run charges based on what kind of packaging they come in, how much labor is involved in packing, unpacking. Minimums may be slightly different. So this really pulls everything together in one concise place. You can fly through there and pull what fits your category, what fits your price point or budget, and you have all that information right there. And I would add too that again, Andy, you mentioned it or highlighted it on the final quote verbiage. this is really designed, and if you want to go, I think there was a slide on there that virtuals help sell product, and that's certainly the case. And so you will eventually be communicated with by one of our team, a CLA, a sales rep, and then that's where we'll kind of really fine tune everything. We can give freight quotes. We can talk about lead times, as those could change from holiday time versus summertime. So, but really does give a lot more information than we have had in the past.
Wonderful. And thanks to the efforts from our team, especially Shay, we will be updating this website periodically. And as new brands, new products, new decoration methods come, those products will be added to Sage in the coming weeks and months. So fantastic. Let's look at some Q&A here. If anybody has any other questions, Andre, love the idea of using Legos as a jig. We appreciate that, Andre. And will the mock-up have your watermark? We already answered that question, it looks like. But if there's any other questions, go ahead and pop them into the chat. We are getting close to time here, and we want to be cognizant of keeping it at under 30 minutes. So with that, I'm going to ask Brian to come back on and kind of add any thoughts or closing comments before we close.
Thanks, Andy. Just wanted to mention, the goal of this website is for us as a premium supplier to be able to communicate with promotional products distributors in a format that's similar to what they're currently used to on a day-to-day basis, and not really take them out of their comfort zone any more than we have to. We realize that premium branded merchandise is only a part of what they do. So we just kind of want to give them the tools to make it as easy as possible to work with us, be able to turn around virtuals much faster, be able to get you an idea of pricing faster, and just sort of, be able to talk to you in the language that you're used to all day, every day. So hopefully this is a step in the right direction. We know that not everything on here is perfect. Shay and Mary Pat and Mike Reinberg have put a ton of work into this site, and making sure that we've got as many features and benefits as we can. But we'd love feedback. And if there's anything that you think that we can do to improve it, by all means, let us know.
For sure. We always love to hear feedback and receive comments from you all, our valued clients. With that, I don't see any other questions in the Q&A or chat unless any of the presenters see anything. But I do want to reemphasize that we do have a link to this new logo site from incentiveconcepts.com, or you can get there directly at logo.incentiveconcepts.com. So please feel free to jump in there, create virtuals for yourself, share them with your clients, and help spread the word. We sure do appreciate that. Upcoming e-blasts and other communications will involve links to this as well. So be on the lookout for those. And as always, if you have any questions, reach out to your sales rep or anyone from our team, or contact us through our website, incentiveconcepts.com. It looks like everybody has finished their sections. So thank you to Mary Pat, Aaron, Shay, and Brian. We appreciate it. With that, Cherie, thank you for the demo. I appreciate you all, and we appreciate you, Cherie. Okay, everyone have a great day and a great weekend, and a wonderful long holiday weekend next week. Take care. Bye-bye.